This is the new Agents of Sabotage DLC coming to Los Santos on December 10th, 2024. This seems to be the last DLC of our time in Los Santos, but there is already actually a lot of hidden lore behind this new DLC. Who is this new former FIB agent? How is she connected with Captain Pavel? And why does this DLC confirm that Lester has moved out of Los Santos? Well, for all of these questions and many more, we finally have the answers in this documentary. So let's start from the very beginning. Yesterday, Rockstar released a new DLC for the up and coming Christmas season of GTA Online. As I'm sure most of you have already seen the trailer, I will directly not show it all again. But from what we got from the trailer, it seems like this winter our online character will be working with two characters of the GTA storyline. The first one is this woman called Jody Marshall, and although we are yet to actually meet her in-game, then we already have quite a lot of info on who she is and why we are working with her. Jody Marshall is actually a former FIB agent in the LS region, working with the likes of Dave Norton and possibly even Steve Haynes and Agent Sanchez, who were both killed in 2013. It is more than likely that she worked in the FIB before 2013, since she appears to be around a 60-year-old woman with a long-standing career. But by 2024, Jody has actually left the FIB, as she is referred to as a former FIB agent. And as a habit for basically all FIB agents, Jody is also a very corrupt person, as she has maintained backdoors to all the FIB files she formerly had access to. And it looks like that in this DLC we will be using this backdoor for personal gain. That would mean that in this DLC we will again start working against the FIB, and it seems to be a reoccurring theme for our online character. Our online character seems to be always working either for the IAA, like during the Doomsday heist, or the IAA missions in summer of 2022, or even just with the IAA agents separately, like the heists or bunker missions we have done with Agent 14. But the FIB is always the one we are working against. But what's even more interesting is that in this DLC we will be reconnecting with our Russian submarine captain Pavel. And let's be honest, who else would we want to help us than Pavel? Because what has this guy not done? He was fighting bears in the Soviet Union, was in the Soviet army and the post-Soviet Russian army in the 1990s. Then he moved away from Russia to literally work with the governor of Liberty City, and then he was involved in the transatlantic smuggling between Brazil and West Africa. And in 2020, when we were conducting the Cayo Perico heist with him, he mentioned he has almost also affiliated with the IAA. And now in 2024, we are working with a former FIB agent. In the trailer, we saw that Pavel was for the first time ever not on his submarine, which just seems so strange. It will probably be the first time he will step off his submarine in a decade. But what role could Pavel possibly have in file theft in the FIB? I really have no clue. I would rather suspect that Pavel will be the sort of a support character for some robust missions we may need to complete. You can also leave your comments down below what you think the role of Pavel will be in this DLC. But nonetheless, I am really happy to see Pavel again, as he has been one of my all-time favorite support characters in the GTA Online storyline. Anyways, let's move on to perhaps the most interesting part of this DLC. As you guys know, the first post we got about the new DLC was this picture about the Lester's old garment factory with the sign for sale on it. When at first it was possible that perhaps we will be conducting some final missions with Lester in Los Santos to really put an end to the LS era, then now with this trailer we can quite confidently say that this will not be the case. Lester does not seem to be part of this DLC, judging by the fact that we will literally buy the garment factory in which Lester conducted most of his heists. And this really gives us a lot of clues about what Lester is nowadays really doing. Firstly, as Lester has put his own assets on sale in Los Santos, it is actually most likely that by now Lester doesn't actually live in Los Santos anymore. As you guys know, after the Doomsday heist in 2017, when our online character character and Lester literally saved the world from Avon Hertz and his AI Clifford with the help of the IAA. Lester already wanted to retire, but then in the end of 2019, Lester's phone was hacked by the member of the Cheng family, Georgiana Cheng, and because of the relationship between Georgiana and Lester, Lester decided to make the casino robbery as his last and final heist. After 2019, we have never seen Lester again. That hinted towards the fact that Lester finally managed to retire after the Diamond Casino heist, and it looks like that not only did he retire, but he also started selling his assets in Los Santos. Because let's be real, Lester accomplished everything there was to accomplish for him in Los Santos with the 15 years or so that he lived here. The main reason he actually moved to Los Santos from the Midwest sometime after 2004 was to rob the Union Depository, which he managed to do with Michael, Trevor and Franklin in 2013. And along with many other heists Lester conducted with our online character, it was finally time to put an end to it. Where Lester might have moved from Los Santos, we still don't really know, but we know that the place he will have moved with Georgiana by now is not connected with any new score, since as Lester himself said in 2019, he already has more money he could possibly ever spend.
Whatever this big new job is, I'm out, okay? I'm done. I already took every decent score in the state. I cleaned out the Union Depository. I took down the IAA and the FIB. I rang the bell on half the Boss Act 500 CEOs. I have more money than I could ever spend. Okay, so that's it. I always dressed like a retiree. Now I actually am one.
And as we know that Georgiana has lived in both Liberty City and London, I would suspect them to live in either of those places. And who knows, maybe they have even created a family together. That would really be a powerful family, as a criminal mastermind as your father and a vice president of Cheng Holdings as your mother. But anyways, let's come back to the DLC action. What we also saw from the trailer is that the LSPD will have bought themselves a new police supercar, and it looks to be some sort of a grotty vehicle. The main update we see with the new police livery though is that a phrase Los Santos County has been added on the side of the police cars, meaning that these cars will be operating in the region of the Los Santos city area as well as Chumash, the Vinewood Hills, Tongva Hills and the Palomino Highlands. Plain County Sheriff Department on the other hand seems to still have no money to buy themselves these new and cool cars. And finally, in one of the trailer scenes, we see that some action will also be happening in the Mount Chiliad tunnels used by Avon Hertz himself in 2017. And as we are raiding many FIB facilities, it looks like that the FIB has also taken the old facilities of Avon to their own use, which would be logical also because of the fact that the FIB held the code to Clifford in 2022 when they tried to sell parts of it to the Duggan family to let them artificially increase the gas prices in San Andreas via the AI software. So in conclusion, we will be working with a former FIB agent Jody Marshall who has backdoor access to the FIB files. Our missions will most likely be supported by our submarine captain Pavel, and the missions will be conducted from Lester's old garment factory, which Lester has put on sale due to the fact that he himself is most likely not active in the LS region anymore. The LSPD has updated their vehicle collection with a new grotty police car, and the FIB seems to have arrested all of Avon Hertz's former assets and are now using these themselves. But who of these people and agencies will we see in Vice City and the GTA 6 action next year? As Jody Marshall is a completely new character, it would be logical that she has some connections with Vice City, as I don't believe Rockstar would include a completely random character out of the blue in the very end of the GTA 5 online action. And well, the FIB will definitely be active in Vice City due to them being one of the most powerful federal government organizations in the United States. Although I would like to see Pavel in Vice City, then I think we will not see him from the very start, as he is not that big of a character yet to be included in both GTA titles. And although Although it would be logical that we would see Lester in Vice City if he has by now moved away from Los Santos, then it actually will most likely not be the case, because I don't really see any reason for Lester to move to Vice City. I would rather think that Lester is waiting for us in some other cities like Liberty City or even some third city nowadays completely unknown to us. But anyways, that is it for this video. If you did enjoy, make sure to also check out my other documentaries about the GTA universe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.